Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm going to be showing you a 2024 Newmar Bay Star Sport. This is the 2920 floor plan. Really cute, very functional floor plan. I'll let you take a look around here. I did say before this is a 24. This is not a used unit though. This is what we call a leftover, and that means we just ordered too much and we haven't sold it yet. So if you want to get a brand new warranty intact motorhome, you're going to get this one at quite the steal. Just a few quick specs here. This is built on the Ford 22,000 pound chassis. It has a 7.3 liter V8 engine, anti-lock braking system, and some really great upgrades which have allowed for a little bit nicer features in here. The Bay Star Sport is the least expensive Newmar Class A that exists. It's still built with the same quality as all the other Newmars are, but it's just at a lower price point. So we upgraded a few things that we thought might make this even sweeter of a coach for you. We added another air conditioner, so that totals two 13.5 air conditioning units. We upgraded the generator to a 5.5. We upgraded a 50 amp rather than a 30 amp power source, and energy management system included there. We also added a 2,000 watt inverter and six 6-volt batteries. So you're going to have a lot more power. You're not going to have to worry about running out of power in this guy. It also allows for you to have a sleep apnea machine in the back bedroom, as well as a residential refrigerator here. So let's get into it. I'm going to set down my notepad so that I can use my hands to show you like Vanna. We're going to just go around real quick with storage up here. I don't think I need to explain what storage is, but one thing you should pay attention to is the hinges that Newmar uses. We also have these little shocks to help keep these open a lot better. The reason that this is a big deal, I tell people that are really new to shopping for motorhomes, your cabinets are going to be one of your biggest clues onto how well a coach is built all around. This is wood. This is not wrapped with a sticker here. So real wood, really good stout hinges makes a huge difference in the sound going down the road. It makes a big difference in a year or two after you've been in all of those earthquakes going down the road, how well this is going to hold together. I see other brands and the cabinets are literally, the doors are sideways, and that's what makes all that squeak and rattle as you're going down the road. It's just really annoying. So Newmar builds them right from the inside out, not just to make it pretty, but actually to make it so that you're going to want to buy your next motorhome a Newmar as well. Part of what that is insulation. They do a 16 on center build, and they even put the insulation in inside of the, I can't even think of the word, I'm sorry, but the structures, the C channels, that's what I'm trying to say. In the C channels, they even put that insulation in there. So there's not spots where it's going to get cold and icy on the outside or let that heat in. So it makes a huge difference. I hear over and over again how quiet it is in a Newmar motorhome. We have a free campground that we allow our customers to use on site here. And they tell us time and time again, switching out of another unit, and then they're in their Newmar, they can't believe how quiet it was sleeping through the night. We're right on I-25, which is a pretty busy interstate here in Colorado. So that's a testament to how well insulated it is. The sound also keeps the hot out in the summer. Right now it's quite nice and cool in here and quite hot outside, so I can just say that real quick. But okay, so we have obviously a sofa here, very nice and cushy. This sofa is a full sleeper, and I can show you how easy that is to operate real quick. This top portion just pulls right off with Velcro. Move this over to the side, and then we just lift up these seats here. Kind of got to get it at the right angle. Pull the leg out, set that down. And you can see we've got a really nice foam there. And then this piece just flips right down. So you have a really good sized bed for guests right here. I would probably put some kind of a mattress topper over it just so you didn't feel the bumps. But again, this is like memory foam here. Really, really nice. And you don't have to worry about it like an air mattress will get holes through time and leak. Also back here, you can't probably see right now, but we have seat belts for your extra passengers, as well as a 110 outlet back there. So just know you can actually safely seat people here. And then when it's time to put this away, it's not that hard. Oops, I didn't do that right, did I? It's not as simple when you don't put the top up first, right? That's better. All right. There we go. Super easy. It's actually quite light. A lot of these can be a little bit much for somebody who's not very strong like me, but this one is quite easy. And then back to normal really quickly. So let's talk about the window situation here. We do have windows that open out, and the beauty of that is that you can have them open when it's raining outside, get some cross breeze in, because any rain, snow is going to fall off that way, so you can actually utilize these when you want to get some air in here. And then they lock pretty securely there, pretty tightly. Then we have these great built-in shades all around, and you'll see that they're not blinds, so they're not going to make noise going down the road. All right, so those are going to be throughout the coach, not in the front area. When we get to the cab, I'll show you what those blinds look like. They're a little bit different, but you'll notice we have a little bit of added feature up here, a little bit of a light that comes out. It's really nice at nighttime when you want to watch TV or something like that, without being over the top gaudy. So I like that they've added just a little touch of style. If you're curious where the TV is, it's actually over the cab area here. So you can watch it from the sofa, from the booth. Both of these front seats do turn around. I don't have that featured right now because I wanted to show you something else that this does. So we'll get to that in a minute, but if you're wondering about TV, it's right there. So moving into the kitchen, we've got lots of storage going around here, or as much as you can have in this little guy at 29 feet 10 inches long. So we've got storage that goes all the way to this back wall here in this corner. And then up here, some nice adjustable shelves. You'll notice we have an exhaust fan right above where we'll do our cooking, so that's going to be helpful. And more storage down below. So you'll notice that the drawers throughout the coach are full extension. You can get to every last inch of them. Under the sink here, we've got a good amount of room. And then one more down here. We have a double stainless steel sink here. A good amount of space in here, and a sprayer that's already attached. So really good amount of space for a kitchen in a less than 30-foot coach. And get that back up. We have a 3-burner cooktop here, and we actually have a little hood here with an exhaust fan and a light. I thought that was pretty unique. We don't see this very often in motorhomes. And then your microwave is right here. And something you really don't see in motorhomes very often anymore is an oven. So we have this propane oven. I think that's super fun to make cookies or things like that when you're on the road. And then of course we have your refrigerator. This is a 10 cubic foot refrigerator here. Lots of room to bring your goodies. And then we have your booth seating area. So this is also going to double as another bed. Very simple to deploy. You just push down this piece, and then there's an extra pad under the bed that we'll see in a few minutes. But under here, we have storage on either side of this booth as well. So that's going to come in handy. And more storage up here as well. So And then right here, before we enter the master suite, we actually have a little more storage here. So you can choose your own adventure here. Do you want this to be a pantry? Do you want this to be storage for your guests or extra linens, things like that? But it's a good amount of space right there. Now, we have one bathroom in this coach. I love that they have done this large rectangular shower over a rounded corner shower. Rounded corner showers look big, but when you get in them, you feel a little claustrophobic. Even myself, who's not particularly claustrophobic, I don't like them at all. But this one actually has a sunroof too for the taller folks to be able to fit in here well. That's another thing you got to look for in a motorhome if you're tall. Extra room for the shower. So over here we have, of course, more storage. This one's a little deceptive because you've got a breaker in there. Another one of those exhaust fans that come in so handy, especially when it's hot outside. Those can suck the air out of this coach 10-15 seconds. And then over here we have a really large medicine cabinet. We got a cute little sink. I don't know if I'm supposed to say cute, but I think it's cute. And then here's your under sink storage. And then of course we have more over here next to this porcelain toilet. And I'll open that up so you can get a good look. All right. So in this hallway area, there is a very large monitor panel. This is going to be so handy for you. You can check all of your tanks. How much propane do I have right now? How much is in my black tank? How are my batteries doing? Are they charging well? Things like that. You can turn your water pump on easily there. You can also turn all lights on and all lights off here, or go through each room individually. This is where your HVAC control is going to be. And again, we have 2 air conditioner units on here. So you can divide it living room and bedroom. And also we have your generator system here. You can set it up to come on at certain times of the day, or set it up to come on depending on the demand that your air conditioner is going to need to come on. It can be set for temperature, things like that. Or if you happen to be in a park that has quiet time, you can set it for that as well. So really handy to have that. You don't have to worry about if you leave your pets in here that it can start automatically for you. So really nice to have that here in a centralized location. So moving on, we're going to see the master bedrooms back here. And I wanted you to see that we've got a really nice door for privacy. Now this will lock into place closed or put away, which is there. And it's not going to be rattling around and being a hassle while you're going down the road. I love how they designed that. I've seen some with snaps or Velcro, things like that. It's just not a great design. So Newmar does think ahead. You'll also see that we have these little touch button panels for the lighting throughout. If you don't want to go to that centralized location, you really don't have to. There's one here. There's literally one right here where my left arm is too. So they're everywhere. We've got them under the bed so you can turn your lights off when it's time for bed, things like that. Okay, master bedroom. We have another flat screen Samsung TV. We've got an emergency exit there. Down here is where you're going to put audiovisual equipment if you wanted to put cable boxes, Blu-ray players, things like that. You can put those down there, and the remote will be able to be read through this glass. That's why this one looks different than all the other drawers down here. The rest of them are going to be these full extension drawers. We've got 3 that size across, and then we have 2 of this size, and you'll see it comes all the way out past the closet here, so you can really get access to all of that. Then our hanging closet is right here, nice and big, along with your manual bag right there that's included. Required reading before you purchase this. Just kidding, I'm not going to make you do that. We also have this really nice big window back here. I just put the shade down because it's letting in a little bit of heat today, but what a great view when you're laying in bed and the sun's going down, things like that. Really beautiful. This is an actual king size bed. They're not RV kinging it here. This is an actual king, so really nice, comfortable setup in this bedroom. We do have a place to set things next to you, as well as charging. We've got your USB-C there, and then a 110 here. A little bit of storage underneath. And then up above here, we have all the storage that there's no divider in here, so that you can go all the way across. There's 110 outlet back there as well, and a little pass-through place for cords. They really designed this for people that have CPAP machines, but anybody that needs a cord for any reason, that's going to come in handy for you. And as I promised, there is a touch panel up here for lights. And I didn't turn the reading lights on, so now you can see what that looks like under there. So nice when you don't want to have to get up out of bed to do this all over again and turn the lights off. It's just right there for you. Now under the bed, super easy to access, hinged. There is quite a bit of storage under here. This is taken up right now by the part of that booth dinette that becomes the bed. So that's what this cushion is. If you don't need it, just leave it at home, because really you're taking up quite a bit of your storage under the bed there when you do have that. But when you need it, you need it. Okay, I'm going to pull slides in and we can take a look at what this looks like when you're traveling down the road. First one's going to be this bed slide. And Newmar invented the slide room in RVs, have been using the same system for all of these years because they are extremely reliable. They're a little bit slower than some, but they're actually a steel cog wheel system. It's very, very difficult to break. So I'll take slow over broken any day of the week. There you go. All right, then I'm going to move up to the front area, and actually your other slide control is right here. So we're going to pull in this full wall slide that's on the driver's side. And really, if you think about it, this is taking me probably a minute total to put both slides in. It's very simple. All right, I always like to keep an eye on my slide, make sure it's not hitting anything, there's nothing blocking it, including this front driver's seat, because that can cause a lot of damage to the seat and the slide. And this panel up here that I just pulled the slide in, it also has your hot water heater on off, your awning and awning light, your step disable is right there, and then you can check your power control system and your inverter right there. Your disconnect for the whole house is this right here. So very easy to access right when you walk in the door. We also have another light panel right here, so if you want to just walk in, hit the light, you can at least find your way around. And then your patio light is here as well. So in this front cab area, as I stated before, these both do turn around. But I wanted you to be able to see that the passenger has a really comfortable setup here with this little table that flips right out. It's so easy to use. And I'll just show you real quick. They made a little flap here. Newmar makes these all in-house too. So they're just the best company. Then it's tucked away right there. The seat also has a footrest here. I can show you that real quick. But this passenger is going to have just such a comfortable ride. I didn't put it up all the way, but so nice to sit here. And then you've got this great amount of space up here. I hear a lot of people putting puppies and kitties up here. So if you want to keep your furry friends close by, that's where you're going to put them. So talking about the shades up here, this front one is powered so that while you're driving, you can easily put that down if the sun is getting in your eyes. These side ones are going to be manual, but they sure do work well. As I said, it's pretty warm outside today, so I'm just trying to defeat that. And this really is keeping out the light for me very, very well. You might be wondering what this is. So obviously it's a little place to put cups and things like that, but this comes up super easily, obviously. And you've got a really great table. So not only can these be turned all the way around, they can be turned to face one another. And this makes a great little stop on the side of the road place to eat a sandwich or something, or play cards even. And there we go, it's tucked away. All right, up here, of course, this is a Ford again. I'll turn it on real quick so you can see what this looks like up here. You can hear I had my fans on earlier. I'm gonna turn those off, but they are dual function little fans up there. One, if it's hot, you just need some circulation. They work great for the passenger and driver, but they also can be turned around and be used to help with defrosting. So that's what those are there. Over here on the side, we have your smart leveling system that you can Bluetooth to. Basically, these are 4 leveling jacks that come down automatically. You just hit power, auto level, and those will go down. And then when it's time to go, you're going to hit all retract, and then you're going to have your jacks up and ready to go. It will let you know when it's done because it's going to beep anytime that those jacks are down. But really easy to use system there. Over here we have power and heat for your side mirrors. A little place to charge your cell phone, and your hazard lights are here. Battery boost, I've talked about this a million times because I think it's so clever. If your engine battery is low and you need a jump start, you can pull from your house batteries, and that's gonna help you get started. And then once it is started and running, you're gonna charge those batteries back up. So it's very clever. I have a generator start and stop button right here. Again, those overhead fans, and then this is just a light for what's above me right now. Over here I have your headlight controls, some chargers, and then over here we have cruise control included, and then a little function here for what I'm looking at on here. Okay, it looks like it's time for an oil change, even though I only have 1,482 miles. This is being stiff because I didn't actually turn it on. There we go. So I'll just turn it on for a minute so you can see what this looks like. You can change what you're looking at on here. So there's a lot more to driver assist, maintenance monitor, etc. You can play around with this when you come and check this unit out. And then of course your transmission shifter is right here. Nice and quiet. Let me just point that out. Most gas motorhomes are very hot in the front and very loud in the front because the engine is right here. Newmar does some extra insulating to make that not the case and to make it safer. If there happened to be a fire in that engine, I hate to say that even out loud, but if that happened to happen, Newmar takes some extra steps to help keep you safe in that kind of a situation. So just something to note, something that you're not going to see, but it definitely makes a difference in your driving experience. So here we have your front monitor. This is going to be showing your backup camera as well as your side view cameras. What a great view there. Turn that off so we can get back to the main screen. Of course we have you know, your radio situation there, but Sirius XM capable, Android Auto, CarPlay. You can also Bluetooth your phone into here so that you can get navigation. This does not include navigation on here, but most people are using it on their phone anyway. So just a little bit more stuff on here that I wanted you to see. But down here, just CD player, as well as volume control, things like that, and you can talk to it for your phone. Pretty basic. So right here we have the button for that front shade. When the ignition is turned on, it'll only go halfway. So a little bit of a safety feature there. And then there's a button here to select which camera you're looking at as well. So if you want to keep an eye on your tow vehicle all the time, you can do that easily. All right, let's shut this bad boy down, generator and engine, and then we can go outside and see all the cool stuff out there. I'm gonna grab my sunglasses first though. Swap out. All right. So you'll notice we have some automatic steps that come out when I open the door. They do tuck back in when I put the coach into drive. So you don't have to worry about that. You should always listen for it just in case. But I do have this step disabled right now so that if I'm to go in and out of the coach, as we just did, they're not going to go in and out and I don't have to wait for the step to come out. Otherwise, you fall out of the coach. So as with every Newmar coach, this has full body paint. It's really well done. It stands the test of time, just like everything else with a Newmar. These don't come in with crackling paint or bubbles or anything like that. They really, really hold up. Right here, just real quick, we do have a flagpole bracket. So if you're tailgating or if you just want to be parked with a really nice American flag or something, that's where you'd be able to put that really easily. All right, now we'll just take a look around at these storage bays. That is your Xantrax 2000 inverter right there. And I'll just start opening stuff up. Your water tank is right there. You can see it's insulated. A little bit more storage, and you can see that right there we have some extra tiles. Those are vinyl tiles. If you happen to have an accident and rip one of them, you'd have a perfect replacement if that ever were to happen. All right, 19.5 tires all around. And here is that Onan gas generator. That gas is going to be pulled directly from your gas tank that is powering the engine for this coach as well. So you only have to worry about filling that if you need that power. And then we have yet another storage bay. I'm going to point out here that you can see that there's some felt carpeting in here. That's going to help things not make so much noise or shift around as much. It also is going to provide a little bit of insulation. And then on the top of this bay, you'll have your pass-through storage. It's very limited on a gas coach because your chassis rail or drive shaft rather is going to be going through that area. But you can see they gave you as much as they could back here. So you can hopefully put some fishing poles or chairs, tables, things like that in this area. Okay, moving around to the back, we have a 5,000 pound towing capacity receiver here, and then a place to plug in there as well. We did option in a ladder so you can get up and check the roof, make sure there's not debris up there, things like that. Check your seals once a year. This is where the 50 amp cord is kept. And we also have a automatic transfer switch and surge protector already built in here. So that's one less thing that you're going to have to purchase aftermarket. Right here where we fill our fuel. Just another bay. You may notice there are lights in these outside bays, helpful in the evening. This is your water bay, and you can see it's quite simple, only a few switches in here. I prefer this because it's a lot easier to use, and for a new person, this is going to be a lot less for you to have to learn and overcome, a lot less fear in starting out too. So very, very simple. This is where you would hook up your fresh water. This is your fill valve and your black tank rinse. That's just going to keep your black tank from getting really stinky. But again, very simple, and I'm sure some of you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's also okay because we're going to teach you how to use it. This is where you're going to dump. So your hose will be attached right there. This is the cover for it when you're not dumping. And they actually made a nice little pass-through here for that black hose to go through there, black and gray hose. So again, very simple to use. You just pull these handles back here to dump those out. And another bay, and you can see you've got a winterizing tube there. If you wanted to do that yourself, you'll know what that is. Right. This is your house batteries. And again, we've upgraded these to give you some extra power on this coach to run that refrigerator and lights, things like that. Your microwave. And then we have your LP tank right here. This is a 150-pound tank. So that is it on this Newmar Bay Star Sport. Please reach out to me directly if you have any questions on it. I'm happy to send the build sheet or any other information. If I missed anything, let me know. But what a great unit to start motorhoming or to go with just your small family once in a while. It's not too big of an investment to get started and start your dreams of being a camper. Have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching.